very good evening and warm welcome to Power News. You're waited to the power sector. I'm Juhi Rajput. Let's start the program from news of the week. The Power Ministry has proposed a relaxation in norms for 25 big projects that are being implemented at a cost of rupees 1.61 lakh crore by companies, including NTPC, Jindal Power, Reliance Power and Lanco Infratech, to help them avail fiscal benefits under the Mega Power Policy. The ministry has asked the Cabinet Committee on Economic Affairs to grant more time to the companies to sign power purchase agreements with distribution companies and allow tax benefits proportionate to the tied-up capacity. In addition to that, the government has also eased qualification norms for companies bidding for the two proposed ultra-mega power projects in Odisha and Tamil Nadu, and also amended a clause on fuel charge to attract developers in a slowing economy. To discuss how much these initiatives could boost the private participation and regain their confidence for investment in the sector, we have with us Mr. Sanjay Sagar, JMD and CEO, JSW Energy. Mr. Sagar, private investment in power sector dipped by 44% last fiscal. To address the concerns of the private sector, government has amended bidding guidelines for Case 2 projects. How much do you think the amendments brought in standard bidding documents will boost private participation in the sector?
Well, contrary to boosting investment in the private sector and the power generation, I think the standard bidding documents which have been brought out now will have a negative effect on the investment coming in. Despite extended negotiations over the last year and a half, I don't think the government has been able to address the main issues which were put forth by the generation companies through the APP. Most of those issues have been left unaddressed, and in the present circumstances, I don't see these documents attracting or boosting the investment in the generation sector.
Well, it has been observed that very few states have come up with power procurement tender. Do you feel the revised Case 2 bidding guidelines have addressed all the issues concerning states, IPPs and finances?
Well, the revised Case 2 bidding guidelines have not really taken a final shape thus far. And a lot of tweaking and modifications have to be done in the bidding guidelines for attracting, for generating the generators' confidence, so to say. For example, it is very necessary that while allowing pass-through on the coal, the categories of people who are companies who are generating on captive coal, companies who are generating on linked coal, and companies who are operating on imported coal, they have to be segregated and the bids have to be called separately. It is very necessary for the government at the same time to ensure that generators who've got access to captive coal or to linkages supply their power only against long-term bids, and the short-term market per se is left to the people who are generating with imported coal.
Power equipment makers and generators are at loggerheads as the government contemplates making domestic equipment sourcing mandatory for mega projects. How will it affect the entire power chain and upcoming projects?
See, I think it's a very retrograde kind of a step. We are again coming into, the old license Raj kind of a thing, where we are restricting competition. There are not a large number of choices in the in the domestic sector as far as power equipment is concerned. They are not very competitive. I am saying this despite JSW being a BTG manufacturer, or TG manufacturer, and despite that, I'd feel much more comfortable if the competition was thrown open to non-domestic companies from outside India also. It would certainly help in bringing down the project costs. And the domestic generators the domestic manufacturers are free to compete. So if the basic idea is to bring down the cost of generation, then we can't have this kind of a reservation, because it is bound to sort of lead to some kind of a cartelization also. You have the risk of cartelization, and open competition would certainly bring down the price of the projects and thereby the price of power.
Recently, Cabinet Committee on Investment has cleared power projects worth over rupees 83,000 crore. Under current circumstances, do you feel country is in a position to attract such a huge investment?
Well, the generation sector is still suffering from a lot of problems, primarily arising out of the availability of coal. The government has tried to take a lot of positive steps to try and clear these bottlenecks, but so far if what we see happening is that Coal India is still assuring people about 60 to 65% of coal for their generation capacities. The balance is to be imported. Now, bringing imported coal into a project which is not port-based or which is located in the hinterland is a very major problem because of the infrastructure constraints, the cost of transporting that coal. So, unless the availability of coal becomes a certainty on one hand, and there is adequate demand by way of long-term tenders on the other hand from the distribution utilities, I don't see this investment coming at a very fast pace. It may start trickling in, but I don't see it coming at a very fast pace. The sentiment regarding the power generation sector is very low. The financial institutions are still not willing to touch us. So in those circumstances, I don't see this 83,000 crore projects which have been cleared. Maybe some of the bottlenecks have been removed. The government is trying to be fairly proactive, but given the circumstances where the Coal India production is where it is, I don't think the government can go thus far and no further. So the most important thing is for us to, number one, increase the coal production in the country. A country like India, which is sitting on more than 200 billion tons plus of thermal coal reserves, has actually no business to be in the import market and import expensive coal and generate expensive power.
Thanks, Mr. Sagar, for joining us in Power News. Independent power producers are facing several issues such as unavailability of coal, rising coal price, and above all poor financial health conditions of DISCOMs, which are causing dipping of private investment in the power sector. Recently, central government has taken various decisions to remove uncertainty in minds of private power producers, but developers feel that still most of the problems remain unaddressed. Considering all these constraints that have been the cause of slowdown in power sector, it seems that these investment would flow in, but at a slower pace. Here we'll take a short break, but there is a lot more on the other side. Stay tuned.